Welcome back, friends and subscribers, to the Richter's Reviews. Doing something a little different. Mainly, I've been always showing my face. This time, I'm going to do a review without being pretty much on me. Tonight's review is the very first season of Tales from the Crypt. This is the DVD that I bought, I don't know, probably about a couple years ago. But you can actually buy this out on a complete set. I remember watching this for the first time in 1989 when it premiered on HBO. It went on to go on for 7 seasons, which in itself was a pretty long time. I mean, not a lot of shows on HBO go more than 7 or 8. And, you know, it was a really great show, fun. John Cassar, who did the voice of Crypt Keeper, he did a really great voice of that. Also has some great guest stars on every season. They always got the great guest stars coming on there. The first season only had 6 episodes. So, as we get into the review here, like I've done other reviews, like the Friday the 13th series and the Tales from the Dark Side, I figured I would show you just a little bit a different perspective of a review. The very first episode was The Man Who Was Death. Now, they did 3 episodes on the same night, and All Through the House and Dig That Cat, He's Real Gone. Now, the first episode, it has a lot of character actors. It's got William Sadler and some other great performers in the episode. It's basically about a guy who helps electrocute people who do crimes, and in turn, the episode turns around and he ends up having to be electrocuted, and goes from there. If you haven't seen that episode, definitely check it out. The second one is in All Through the House, as you can see in the photo there. It's like a Santa Claus killer, kind of, like Silent Night, Deadly Night. Now, this was directed by Robert Zemeckis. It has his then wife, who sadly passed away, she kills her husband, and she doesn't realize that there's a crazy Santa Claus killer going around killing people in this town. So she's left with her sister daughter in the house. That's a really great episode. Now, the third episode, Dig That Cat, He's Real Gone, is about a guy who ends up getting some kind of serum from this doctor to where he can have 9 lives like a cat. And he didn't really keep track of it. So, without ending the story spoiler for you, it really is a pretty good episode too. He ends up using all his 9 lives. Now, the fourth episode is Only Sin Deep, which stars Leah Thompson there, as well as with her with old age makeup. This is about a story about a girl that wants to keep her beauty up, and she has to do certain things to keep her beauty. So that's a great episode too. Now, the 5th episode, Lover Come Hack to Me, that stars Amanda Plummer and Stephen Shellen. Stephen Shellen, you may remember from The Stepfather, the 1987 original film, and Amanda Plummer, who plays a crazy gun-toting person in Pulp Fiction. It's basically where she takes her lover back to this place, and he comes to find out that she's not all what she seems to be. The final episode of this first season, Collection Completed, which is that scene there, stars, what's his name? Sometimes I get these names mixed up. But this character actor who played in Harry and Henderson's, he retires from work after all these years, and his wife, played by the late Audrey Lindley, she has a infatuation with pets, especially cats, and he, in turn, starts to take his taxidermy and taking all her pets and turning them into taxidermy. You know, her nightmare, I guess you would. Now the special features on here is like a Crypt Keeper history of season one, and then from comic books to television. You know, which William A. Gaines, who went on to do great success with the Mad magazine as well. Now the inside of it here, you got 2 discs, and this is the inside the back cover. The really cool feature on the DVD is you have John Cassar, who's the voice of the Crypt Keeper. He does little intros in the beginning of the disc, which is really cool. It's nice to have, because it says all new introductions by the Crypt Keeper. Now, all in all, the first season was a short season, but it did what it was intended to be. You know, to see how well the success of the comic book would actually show up for the series, and it really hit off pretty well. Which they went on to do 6 more seasons, and in turn, my Richter's ratings for Tales from the Crypt would be a 7.5. And, you know, if you haven't watched Tales from the Crypt, I don't know where you've been, why you haven't, but if you haven't, it's a definitely highly recommended TV show to watch. If you have liked this review and you'd like for me to do more videos like this, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And I will do more of these Tales from the Crypt seasons if I get enough views. So hopefully you enjoy this, and I will catch you next week for a new video on Richard's Reviews.